Or, because that would be too dangerous to keep clean and.
Yeah, and because I don't always go.
Yeah.
I should. We got 1 minute to spare.
Getting efficient, finally getting this down.
So did you leave happy on that Saturday with that margarita?
That was a good mark.
They were good.
Is everybody ready? Are you ready?
I think we are.
Right, okay, I will call tonight's meeting of the Hooper Area Recreational Park District Board of Directors at 6:30. We have roll call, please, Ms. Williams. Or not roll
No.
call.
Please stand. Put your hand over your heart. Ready, set.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, and before roll call, Mr. Owen, would you like to make the announcement about the remote?
Certainly, I'll be happy to. Member Gerald Johnson is with us tonight remotely, I see, and that is pursuant to an agenda amendment made at her request in order to determine just cause, actually for just cause, I should say. Under section 54953.8.3 of the government code. This is allowed under the Brown Act as long as the member of the legislative body advises the agency as soon as possible. I am advised, although I have not spoken to Kim personally, I'm advised that she has an illness and out of an abundance of caution wants to make sure, just in case she has COVID or something like it, that nobody else is exposed to it. And that, I believe, constitutes just cause under the statute. Additional requirements are that she must be visually available, which she is. She must tell us what adults over the age of 18 are with her in the room. Are there any, member?
There are no adults in the room with me, no.
Okay. And if we lose connection, the meeting should be paused while we reestablish a connection. I believe that's about it. So with that, you can proceed and count member Gerald Johnson as here.
Thank you very much. May we have roll call, please?
Yes. As stated, Kim Gerald Johnson is present virtually. Division 2, Jose Luis Godinez.
Present.
Division 3, Tammy Rivas.
Here.
Division 4, Edgar Castellan.
Present.
Division 5, Ross Leisure.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, do we have any presentations or recognitions this evening?
None this evening.
Do we have any public comments?
Not received any, no.
Okay, move on to item 4, the consent calendar. Does anybody wish to pull an item off the consent calendar? Hearing nobody, I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve. I'll second.
Can we have roll call vote, please?
Yes, Edgar Castellan.
Yes.
Jose Luis Godinez.
Yes.
Tammy Rivas. Yes. Ross Leisure.
Yes.
Kim Gerald Johnson.
Yes,
Motion passes 5-0.
Okay, we will move on to item 5.1, which is conducting a public hearing and election related to Community Facilities District annexation, or 2016-1 annexation number 47. And I believe I have something I have to read. Okay, I'm calling the agenda item for annexation number 47 to Community Facilities District number 2016-1.
2016-1.
Yes.
That's one. And may staff make their presentation now, please.
Yes, I'm gonna ask Mr. Gruber for an update, please.
Sure, this is the continuation of annexation number 47, which was approved, the resolution of intention and map was approved last year. And the public hearing was to have taken place last month, but it had to be continued to this month. So this is the time and place for that public hearing. Annexation 47 is about a half an acre of commercial property that's located off of Mission Boulevard and Riverview. It's right behind the AutoZone or next to the AutoZone, and it's proposed to be a plumbing establishment, and it'll generate about $225 a year in the CFD because the acreage is so small. So now it's appropriate to go ahead and continue with the order of proceedings.
Thank you very much. Okay, these are the public hearings in this board proceedings for annexation number 47 to Community Facilities District number 2016-1. The hearings are to inquire into the annexation of territory into the district and the levy of special taxes in the territory to be added to fund the cost of certain public services in the district. The public hearings are now officially open. Protests may be oral or written, and any property owner and any registered voter within the proposed territory to be annexed into the district may file a written protest. Does anyone wish to file a written protest? Okay, if so, they must be filed with the board clerk at this time. Board clerk, have we received any written protests?
No, you have not.
Okay, since there are no written protests filed, we will now receive any oral arguments and questions and any oral protests from any interested persons. When all comments have been received, the hearings will be closed. Is there anyone here present to wish to give an oral comment or protest in this matter? Okay, hearing none, the public hearings are now closed. We may now consider and adopt the resolution of annexation and the resolution calling election in that order. May someone please make motion 1.
I move approval of resolution number 2026-01 entitled Resolution of the Board of Directors of the Jurupa Area Recreation and Park District ordering the annexation of territory to its Community Facilities District number 2016-1, subject to voter approval.
We have a second?
I'll second.
We have a first and a second. May we have roll call, please?
Yes, Edgar Castellan,
Yes.
Jose Luis Godinez.
Yes.
Tammy Rivas,
Yes.
Ross Leisure,
Yes.
Kim Gerald Johnson.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
Okay, motion 2.
I move approval of resolution number 2026-2 entitled Resolution of the Board of Directors of the Jurupa Area Recreation and Park District calling special election.
I will second that. May we have roll call vote, please?
Yes, Edgar Castellan,
Yes.
Jose Luis Godinez.
Yes.
Tammy Rivas,
Yes.
Ross Leisure,
Yes.
Kim Gerald Johnson.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
Okay, the resolution calling special election calls for the property owner vote to approve the special tax and the appropriations limit for the territory to be annexed to the district. Because the property owners have waived the waiting periods and other requirements related to elections as provided by law, the special election will be held at this evening's meeting. At this time, I would ask the board clerk to open the ballots and announce the results of the special landowner election.
I am in receipt of 1 ballot representing 0.51 acres totaling 1 vote in favor.
The results of the election being in favor of the levy of the special taxes and the establishment of the appropriations limit, we may now proceed with final actions for the district. We'll do motion 3. I move approval resolution number 2026-03 entitled Resolution of the Board of Directors of the Jurupa Area Recreation and Park District declaring results of special election and directing recording of notice of special tax lien. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We have roll call vote, please.
Yes, Edgar Castellan, Jose Luis Godinez.
Yes.
Tammy Rivas,
Yes.
Ross Leisure,
Yes.
Kim Gerald Johnson.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
So I'd make motion 4, please.
I move approval of first reading and pass to second reading the ordinance number 01-2026 entitled An Ordinance of the Board of Directors of the Jurupa Area Recreation and Park District levying special taxes within the Jurupa Area Recreation and Park District Community Facilities, District number 2016-1, annexation number 47 area, excuse me.
Second.
We have first and second, we have roll call vote, please.
Yes, Edgar Castellan, Jose Luis Godinez,
Yes.
Tammy Rivas,
Yes.
Ross Lasia,
Yes,
Kim Gerald Johnson.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
and I believe that's the end of that item.
Yeah.
Correct.
Good, fantastic. Okay, we will move on to item 5.2. Which is the adoption of the resolution of intention 2026-05 of the Board of Directors of the Hooper Area Recreation and Park District for annexation number 46 into its Community Facilities District number 2016-1. Mr. DeGoy.
Yes, again, I'm going to turn this over to Ms. Gruber for her update.
Sure. So annexation 46 is a 7-acre development going to be 67 units. Called Cantera at this point. It will generate about $48,500 per year, and this is off of Harupa Road and Camino Real across the street from Centennial Park. This is the first action in the annexation process, and it will set the public hearing for March 26th, as well as adopt the map, which will then be recorded.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion.
I move that the Board of Directors approve and adopt the submitted resolution of intention number 2026-05 for annexation number 46 to CFD number 2016-1.
Second. And we have roll call, please.
Yes, Edgar Castellan,
Yes.
Jose Luis Godinez.
Yes.
Tammy Rivas,
Yes.
Ross Lasia,
Yes,
Kim Gerald Johnson.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
thank you.
Great. And I should have mentioned that Nick from DPFG is on the Zoom in case there were any questions as well. So thank you, Nick, for attending.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on.
And I'll go ahead and jump off unless I'm needed.
Thank
Good
you,
night,
Lynn.
Lynn.
Thank you, Lynn.
Good night. Thanks.
Night, Lynn.
Good night.
Right.
5.3, this is discussion and possible approval of resolution number 2026-06-6-8. A resolution of the Board of Directors of the Harupa Area Recreation and Park District approving the Harupa Mountains Discovery Center Fuel Reduction Program and finding the project is categorically exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to secret guidelines section 15304, minor alterations to land and authorizing filing of a notice of exemption. Mr. DeGrid,
I think the title explained it all.
pretty much.
As the board is aware, we were recently awarded a $255,000 grant from CAL FIRE towards the fuel reduction and modification at the Mountain Discovery Center. One of the requirements that we do need to do is go through the CEQA process. And because of the nature of this product, of this process that we were doing there, which is the vegetation and tree trimming removal, it is categorically exempt under CEQA, but we still need to adopt it. So tonight's resolution will be adopting a notice of exemption based upon those findings.
Do we have any questions?
Yes. Do you have the revised resolution in front of you?
Thank you for, there is a revised resolution that Mr. Owen did supply to us. But it does not impact the proceedings tonight.
Okay. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Any questions by the directors? No? Okay, I move the Board of Directors approve resolution 2026-06, finding the fuel reduction project at the Hooper Mountains Discovery Center exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to CEQA guidelines section 15304 and authorize the filing of the notice of completion.
Second.
First, second, we have roll call, please.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question.
Yes.
Do we need to say as revised since Mr. Owen revised the resolution?
Would be helpful. Yes.
As revised.
Okay,
I will add that to my
your motion. Okay, very good. Edgar Castellan,
Yes.
Jose Luis Godinez,
Yes.
Tammy Rivas.
Yes.
Ross Leisure.
Yes,
Kim Gerald Johnson.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
thank you. Move on to item 5.4, which is an authorization to sell surplus property. Mr. Wood.
Yes, thank you. In accordance with our district bylaws, this agenda item is the authorization to declare two of our golf carts at the Fruit Mountain Discovery Center as exempt property and authorize to list them for auction on govdeals.com, which is the online clearinghouse that meets the state requirements for surplus property. In accordance to our board policy, being that these two vehicles are valued at less than $5,000, it does not need to be a resolution, but just an agendized item before the board. There is a brief description on both the vehicles. The Yamaha golf cart, which is gas powered, is not operational. My understanding, it needs some engine work and is beyond the repairs are more than what it's worth. And the club cart, it's been Frankenstein for the best way to describe it. And it's just not a safe vehicle for us to be operating even on a closed property like that. So we will be surplusing them out. We do not need to purchase anything in replacement. We do have a cart that we have brought up there that's used for maintenance, as well as another cart that was not operational that we did repair. So it's essentially a wash in the long run. So
Great. That answered my two questions.
So we will not be replacing these cards.
we do not need to replace them at this point. Down the road, we'll have to ultimately look at replacement for some other carts, but that'll be prior for future budget requests. Not this year, for clarification.
Are there any other questions? Entertain a motion, please.
I move the board of directors authorize the sale of surplus property and authorize the general manager to list it on govdeals.com.
Second.
We have roll call, please.
Yes. Victor Castellan.
Yes.
Jose Luis Godinez.
Yes.
Tammy Rivas.
Yes.
Ross Leisure.
Yes,
Kim Gerald Johnson.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
okay, move on to item 5.5, which is a discussion of mailing of the activity guide to district residents. Staff report.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Now, this is actually an item that was requested by Mr. Leisure a couple meetings back in regards to the current process of the district mailing our recreation guide. As you recall, Mr. Leisure indicated that him and another number of the residents in his neighborhood did not receive theirs. He requested that we reach out to the United States Postal Service here in Rupa Valley and try to get some update and clarification on their processes, procedures, and what recourse, if any, the district may have. Staff has been in contact with the post office, essentially at our printing and mailing house. The process is essentially after the printing of the brochures, they are sorted per postal service requirements and delivered to the local distribution center, which is actually in San Bernardino. From there, they are transported to the two different post offices here in Rupa Valley, being Miraloma and then the essentially one for the two zip codes, 91752 and 92509. From that point, they are considered essentially bulk mail. From the time they are received at the local mailing house, the postmaster has 3 days to have the carriers deliver them to the houses. These are not individually addressed pieces of mail. They are bulks. They are addressed to the resident, not by address, but literally it's one per mailbox is how it's set up. As previously stated, Mr. Leisure and couple other his neighborhood residents had not received them. Since then, Mr. Leisure has also informed me, speaking with another resident near Sky Park, they informed him they did not receive one as well. Miss Whitney has done the legwork for us and working with this and talking with the postmaster and finally received some information this week from them. After speaking with the mail carrier, they distinctly remember delivering every single one. So that is where we're at with at that process there. Just for a breakdown for you guys, it's based on weight per piece of mail. It works out to the mailing is about 22 cents a piece. And the cost of printing is about 48, including in their design fees all in. It costs us in the 90-cent range per brochure to produce and mail. In discussions with staff, we have another staff that lives here in the district and she received 2 of them. So we are impressed with Mr. Leisha. So that's where we're at. I know this is something Mr. Leisha wanted to discuss. I've learned a lot about the postal service through this process here. They are our only option for distribution of the only cost effective option for distribution of our recreation guide. Staff has researched what other agencies are doing, if the board has any questions on that, but I think I'm available for questions, and then Mr. Leisha want to add anything else to it?
No, just that my wife and I were at the VFW, we were talking to someone and we brought up, they have a rather small child and we talked about, Meet the Machines and they had no clue. And that's how I found out that they also did not receive the brochure. My main question on this was, I assume we spent quite a lot of money on this. And apparently with the United States Post Office, there is no recourse in this. They're just gonna say, yes, we did. He should, that. And is there anything that we can,
I'll be honest, I didn't expect anything different.
is there anything that can be done in the future to? I guess you can't guarantee it, but
We are at the mercy of the postal service, at the mercy of the individual mail carrier. I can tell you, we know exactly when those hit the houses because our phone calls for the next week, 10 days, quadruple. Our social media interactions increase, website traffic increases. They are reaching the homes. I cannot guarantee you they're reaching every home.
because the reason I knew I didn't get mine was because a friend of mine that lives about 1.5 miles down Golden West, off Golden West where I did, made mention to me how good the brochure looked and that there was some great activities. And I didn't get mine, and then I checked with some of my neighbors across the street and stuff, and they didn't get theirs. And I immediately notified you. So it was probably within 2 days or 2 or 3 day window that we realized. It was later that I found out that somebody on the other end of Rubidoux didn't get it. I just didn't know what the procedure was for mailing, and I wanted clarification on that. And was there anything we could do? I mean, other than to file a complaint with the post office,
Which we have, and
I don't know if any of the other directors have any other questions or comments on this.
I received mine. And it's funny because I received 2.
you got 2 as well. We're one of his neighbor now.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know how, there's no name addressed to it, but there's almost 2.
But we live on opposite ends of the city as well, so it's.
I can understand that they may stick together. I'm not condoning that multiple are being delivered. I'd rather have 2 delivered to the house than none, obviously. The other thing we did find out, if there are any extras, they're not returned to us, they are disposed of. Which was a little disheartening to hear. We've never had any returned to us. I don't know that we'd expect it.
But how is it that they have extras? So you wouldn't,
In talking, in theory, there should never be extras. If anything, we would be short.
right?
Because there's been such rapid growth within the district that there's houses coming in and, the lag time from their numbers versus new residents moving in, there's gonna be an overlap there. But if anything, we should be short a little bit, in the established areas, houses aren't going away. Even if the house is vacant for whatever reason, mail is still, this is going with bulk and mail is still delivered.
So question to that, is there any way we can request what was not delivered?
According to them, their policy is it's disposed of.
So did they indicate if there are any left?
They were disposed of.
Okay, indicate any figure.
So when someone wants to send out a mailer like for an election or something and they have it addressed, what would the difference in the process be for us to do that?
So delivering directly to your name, your house, we're paying regular postal rates. And it's, what is it now?
79 cents or something.
Plus the weight, we're probably well over $1 a piece.
Yeah.
which would increase we're paying about $8,000 right now, increase it fivefold, so we're looking at $40,000.
I know at one time when we did this, the company that we contracted with to print the brochures was also responsible for the mailing. So I don't know if we had any recourse that way, but now we're doing our own bulk.
Yeah, and the difference was we just reactivated our bulk permit. And it doesn't change anything. They're still responsible for the delivery and the sorting to the postal service. By us having a bulk permit, well, they were upcharging it slightly. That doesn't change any of the processing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it make anything more? Yeah, like I said, my whole thing about bringing this up was I didn't understand the process. I don't know if any of us really understood the current process. And I hate spending thousands of dollars and getting nothing in return.
Sending, being in the business, you send out checks. Checks get lost and then you try, and it's not even bulk. They'll tell you, like Colby says, it's beyond our control. We can't control.
Mm.
We don't know what happened to it. It got lost. How did it get
Sometimes in a
lost?
few months, they'll find a bag of brochures in the river bottom somewhere.
Yeah.
So-
Somebody's.
Could be.
Do we know more or less when they get to the
Throw
post
it
office?
away.
Yeah, we do. Some of the things we've talked about internally here is we know the day that they're being delivered to San Bernardino, and then we can usually expect them 2 days later. That's when the phone starts kicking up. Looking at a campaign on social media, going back to the old IKEA commercials, and so you may not remember those. It's in the mail. It's in the mail. The whole idea was you should be the most exciting thing you're getting in the mail. You should be looking for it. We can just make sure we're publicizing stuff like that. Hey, this is in the mail. Check your mailbox. Should be here over the next couple of days. And hopefully that people will notice it more too as well. And maybe if they don't get it, they would respond, and we could have them, provide their address offline, and we can make it known to the post office that we're watching this. One of the things I'm willing to bet money, as long as your carrier stays the same, you will get yours the next time. They know that they have been.
Well,
Right.
I can honestly
Right.
say this is not the first time this has happened. During my first or second year on the board, we did not receive one. And I came in the office and made a comment that we didn't receive one, and I just took one off the rack. So in the 8 years I've been doing this, there's been at least 2 times. And I think twice in 8 years is definitely way too many times for the post office to not hand out brochures.
So can we give them a gentle reminder next year or the next time we do this? Like, hey, our.
So we're preparing for one right now. Should be going out the first week of April. So we can definitely look at.
But eventually, unfortunately, from my experience, you're not gonna get anywhere other than just a complaint. They will tell you, we will forward the complaint, they will talk to the mail carrier. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's just they're giving them a hard time. Yeah, putting them on the spot. Yes.
I think that hopefully we can be proactive and publicizing
At
this.
least let them know that we're watching this and that we know this is not happening. And whether it makes a difference or not,
Yeah.
who knows? But you made the comment at the beginning of this that you always know when the mailers are out because you get all this extra business. Well, how much business are we missing because 1,000 people didn't get a mailer? So it not only affects our cost of what we're costing to send them out, it affects our bottom line on what business we're getting from those brochures. So in my opinion, at least, this is a serious thing, and we need to really keep on it as best we can.
I wonder if you could say something to your mail carrier, like when it's the week, like, oh, I heard our brochures went out. I'm looking at, let me know, keep an eye out for it. We should be getting those soon. Yeah. To your personal mail carrier, it might go farther than.
Get my ring cam, I go driveway, because it's right across from the mailbox.
Put it in the back of your.
Wait for that guy,
Yeah,
right? So,
I know they're on their way, so please make sure I get mine,
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
no, probably.
Maybe you
But
build rapport with your.
It's not just Mr. Laser. We're about all of our residents. And
sure.
that's why I think, being
But
proactive too, of letting people know it's on its way.
But eventually that mail carrier will go out to a quite variety of houses, so maybe, never know.
I would guess my neighborhood and the neighborhood of my friend that didn't get one would probably account for a minimum 500 houses. So if there are other areas of Rubidoux or anywhere else in the city that are not getting, like I said, how much,
Business.
potential business are we not getting?
Agreed.
No,
You know.
we understand. We've had the discussion in the past and, I'm by no means condoning that we need to stop mailing the brochure. But at some point, as cost continues to rise, it's a discussion we're gonna have to have. There's a number of agencies that have stopped mailing their brochures for budgetary purposes. The ones that remain successful have a very robust social media following and social media marketing platform, and they still do a digital version, and a lot of them do print a couple thousand for available for pickup for the people that still want the hard copy. And they're able to maintain it. There's also a lot of agencies that don't have that in place, and it's hurt them significantly. So by no means am I saying that we need to be talking about it, but at some point, as costs continue to rise, it's a discussion that is gonna have to happen at some point.
Question, is there anything that we can do to kind of like subscribe to a newsletter?
So we already have that when they register on our website, they can register as well as anything that they
But they
register.
have to register.
Yeah, legally they have to. We cannot automatically subscribe something that's then considered spam. So we cannot legally subscribe them to something automatically.
When we have events, is that something that we can come out and offer our community and say, hey, would you like to be on our mailing list? Is that something that we can start promoting?
Yeah,
Kinda
be more proactive of it.
Right, just in case we have to come down to making a decision to where no more mailers will be sending out because of the situation. I don't know, maybe they'll find the right.
It'd be as easy as having a sign-up sheet at our booth at every event that we have.
It's like,
Basically,
nowadays it's just a QR code.
Yeah, QR.
Sign up whether they.
Yes.
Right,
there.
but also have that interaction with the,
I would be willing to wager, with the exception of the school district, because of the contact information they have for every household. We have the most robust contact system in the area. We are well over 40,000 people on our mailing list right now because of our recreation programs. How many of those emails are still valid or not, I don't know. But staff does use them. There's marketing system within our current recreation program. As you recall, we're switching to a new system. That is a much more robust system. They just did an upgrade to it as well. That'll give us more targeted marketing as well, that I think is gonna benefit us and help make sure this information is being disseminated to the public much better.
When we did the master plan, all the folks who were submitting comments, did those contacts also get
We have one of those
recorded?
as well, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, as you recall from the master plan, the people say the number one way they hear about us is through email. And the one thing they want is more emails because they don't get them from us. So it was, when you just said you heard about us, then you said you didn't hear about it. So, we all know how many emails, at least I know I get on my personal account, and I think I have 6,000 read in my, and it's,
Yeah.
some of those things do go unread. We get reports on the open rate on them and stuff, and everything I've been told, if your open rate is above 25 or 30%, you're doing a phenomenal job. So, and we float right around those numbers usually. So, but 25%, I mean, it's like 10,000 people that are open those emails.
Any other questions? Mrs. Johnson, do you have any questions or comments on this item?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Okay, so the only guidance to staff is stay on it.
Not a problem.
Okay. Now we move on to item 6, communication committee reports. Mr. DeWitt, keep on talking.
Yeah, I'll try to keep it brief as possible here. I just want to update the board. This past weekend, we had our second annual Purple Power event, which is our Girls Empowerment Conference. Total numbers were right at 70.
Yes.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. They had a blast, really good time. We've had nothing but positive feedback from everybody that participated. There's some pictures and videos on our social medias accounts from the kids, but they had a good time. They were all wearing purple, obviously. So kudos to staff for putting that on. They did a phenomenal job. The weekend prior to that was our first annual wedding, prom, and Quince Expo. They had 42 vendors, I want to say is what the final number was. A couple of people last minute did not show. Was able to stop by. I think a couple of the board members were too. It was very well attended. The vendors were all extremely happy. We did this as a way to promote our facilities for rentals for those types of events. There was some phenomenal vendors in there. I personally liked the jambalaya was my favorite.
I enjoyed the tacos.
Heard the tacos were pretty good as well.
Yes.
And there's one of the had a very good watermelon mango margarita. It was quality. I was not on the clock. So I think that was great. We had a lot of positive feedback, and this will be something definitely we are looking at doing on an annual basis.
How many people attended, sir?
Over 400.
They said over 400, but I felt when I was there, it felt like there was a couple hundred there at the time alone that I was there, and it was a steady flow throughout the day.
I was
So-
gonna say that it was like spread out. It
Yeah.
wasn't all at once.
Yeah.
But it was comfortable walking and mingling. It wasn't like too crowded. It was
It
just,
seemed like every vendor had at least one or two people in
Yes.
line to talk to them.
would we be open to the idea of doing it twice a year? Because they do have one in the summer.
Potentially, we try to kind of look at when we were naturally slow. We didn't want to take away from it, a possibility of a rental as well. Summer months tend to be fairly busy for us, but we could look at that possibility down the road. Yeah. So. And this was done as a marketing tool for our facilities. We've created professional marketing material for all of our facilities now. And one of the things we're looking to add to those folders, and they're working with these vendors on, is to be listed as not a preferred vendor. We're trying to look at the exact verbiage. But they would actually pay a small fee on a quarterly basis to be, have their business card ad in our promotions and stuff. So we're looking at different ways as well to get the word out about these.
For a second one, maybe we could do a smaller one over here at JCC, so that facility could be shown up as well.
So I can mention to staff.
Just, instead of taking up that way there, everybody gets.
We're getting a lot of rentals over there, so it's, availability.
I think those expos are pretty good because then, like I said, I personally took advantage of it. And you do get a lot of knowledge as far as, well, I don't know where to get one. And sometimes your own family doesn't help you and it's like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden you have an expo. Hey, let's just go for it.
The other thing we're looking to do is we're actually looking at creating a booth that we can take to these other types of shows. You see them at the large convention centers and stuff like that to promote
Your
the
facility.
opportunities here. It's not just promoting our facility, but it's getting the word out about it. Apparently the big thing right now for anybody getting married, there's a website called The Knot that you use, and we're looking at becoming a vendor on there as well to help get the word out about our facilities and help generate leads. So we're looking into those logistics right now.
That's nice. That's a good website. Have you been in it?
Yeah, my nephew's getting married next weekend, and
Yeah.
everything, that's how you register, that's how you buy
RSVP.
gifts, send the money to buy a house. It's the whole gamut. It's
It's
how you
it.
RSVP, it's how you get directions, it's how you
Yes.
there's rules now. I have no idea about this stuff.
Same here. My niece is getting married in May. Same thing now.
Yep.
It's the in thing.
And just one last thing is just Meet the Machines is coming up here in a couple weeks. It's always a great event. Staff's working on some new exciting vendors or displays to be out there. We have been informed just because of changes in the budget, the sheriff won't be bringing quite as robust of a display, which is understandable. It was a big expenditure on their part. And then just a reminder, we are currently in the process of hiring lifeguards. If you guys know anybody of the age of 15 and a half or older looking for a summer job, have them reach out. We do have training available.
Are there any questions for General Manager? On to item 6.2, board comments. We'll start with Mrs. Johnson.
No, I don't have any comments tonight. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Godinez.
Yeah, thank you staff for your hard work as always, and I look forward to meeting with you.
Hey, Ms. Rivas.
Well, I attended the expo, the Quince Wedding Expo. I had a blast. Kudos, as Mr. Godinez likes to say, to the staff for putting that together. I enjoyed it. It was really nice. I will try and make what is it, Meet the Machines? I will try and go out there and, that. Thank you, everybody. Kobe, thank you for an excellent job. Always putting out fires. Thank you.
Mr. Castor.
Same, glad to hear that the events went well, the past couple of events. Looking forward to Meet the Machines. Also was glad to hear about JNDC and I think it was the revenue that we had.
There've been some good weekends.
Yeah. So obviously probably due to the weather as well. Glad to hear that it's in a good trajectory. And that's it for me. And thank you all again for your work.
I also went to the wedding expo. Didn't know what to expect. Never been to one before, but I had a great time. The food was really good. I didn't try any of the drinks because I don't drink, but
And mocktails.
I was excited to see that it really took up the whole facility, including outside the back. I thought that trolley and that little drink cart were really cool. Yeah, so a lot of great stuff. Like I said, I don't know what time you were there. But yeah, it was a lot of people there. Staff was really busy keeping things going. So good event. Sorry I missed Purple Power again. I did go there, but it was a little bit later in the afternoon, roughly around 1 o'clock. By the time I got there, the doors were locked and I didn't feel like calling staff out just to let me in to look around. So I just left, but and always looking forward to Meet the Machines. Okay, on to item 6.3, committee reports. We had a Trails, Parks and Arenas Planning Development Committee meeting. I had that with Edgar. Would you like to say anything about that or?
Yeah, we reviewed a couple items. One was the discussion for the Vernola Ranch, right? It was an item that will come up later regarding some fees that they'd like to discuss with us. I don't know how detailed we can.
Talk about, whatever we want. So yeah, it was agenda item.
I think part of what I understood was that so many those parks are going to be HOA, but they're going to be accessible to the public. So they're looking to for some type of credit for the district to provide for, right, for having that. Those facilities available to the public. So those details, it was just an introduction. So I think those details will be had when we discuss it as a board. Then the second item was in regards to the parks in the plans for the parks in the district at Jurupa Valley, and kind of going over some of the amenities and facilities, which I believe also we're still waiting on the developer, right, for.
Yeah, so as we discussed that, Ms. Gruber is currently working on the budgets for those parks for the creation of the CFD. The developers inquired about the ability to annex into an existing CFD or the creation of a new one. And we're at that point right now. He's indicated they are in the due diligence stage on the industrial property, warehouse industrial property there, and is scheduled to close within the next 90 days. Assuming that goes through, that kind of the catalyst they need to, fund the infrastructure of that large development. We are still in reality 3 or 4 years away from any parks coming online. They've told us it's about an 18-month build.
They said 1 to 2 years just on phase 1 and 2, or 3 years on phase 1 and 2.
No, we're talking about District Jurupa
Oh,
Valley.
district.
They're 18 months to 2 years just on grading and infrastructure.
Yeah.
And then there's phasing plans through their development agreement with the city in which X amount of commercial must be developed and open prior to the industrial coming online, which with that is also going to kickstart the first phase of the housing. They originally indicated it would be a for rent product. Now with the current market, they're looking at a for sale product, and it would actually reduce the total units from right now just under 1,200 is approved, and they think it may come in more in the 900 range. So we're working on budgets based upon those right now. So, but it's a number of years out still.
Yeah.
I have a question on the HOA park.
Sure.
So they're essentially asking us to subsidize the parks?
No. What they have requested, this is something that's never been brought to us before. We've never had development like this. Part of it's an open community. It's not a gated community. And part of the requirement was those parks are open for public use. Most other HOAs parks in the area. You see signs, these are only for resident use of the HOA. They will not have any of those. They've asked for some sort of credit because of that. It's something that we're looking into and we're gonna be bringing back to the board for discussion. So it's not that we will have nothing to do with the operation of it. We will not fund. We will not, the HOA will be maintaining all the parks, all that. And they are already in CFD 2004-2, which is the one that funds Bernola Park. The three Harvest Villages parks, Limonite Meadows, and then Cambrian Harmony, two of the parks in Eastville were all part of that massive CFD. And that land was annexed back in 2004. So
Thank you, Edgar. The next one was a JMDC committee. That was myself and Jose. I think that was a very productive committee meeting. We discussed about a master plan, where our thoughts were on that. And is it Barry Dunn? Barry Dunn wanted $100,000 to do the master plan just on the JMDC. The consensus of the committee was that we could do it ourselves. We kind of already know from having the master plan done what we need to look for, what kind of questions we need to ask, and we could, I'm sure it's come back to the board, do it in a way with a QR code all over the facility and let the people tell us what they want and answer the questions and then give a little swag and a prize for answering things. And even if we spent 10 grand, we're still 90 grand ahead. So we discussed everything, like where we'd like to see things go. We talked about having more interactive stations, and this is for the weekends, not the school. More interactive stations for the kids and the guests, and enhancing our trail system up there. One thing we learned from the master plan we did have done is people in the city want walking trails. And if you look at the map now, there are no real loops for them to walk. They have to go to the end of one and turn around and walk back. So creating trails that loop and stuff, and then maybe we can probably draw a lot of walking crowd in there, which should hopefully translate into other things. Going forward, we're coming back with a facelift on the entrance. And
these are all these things that they'll come before the board for.
yeah, this is all stuff, but these are things that we discussed. Was there, you have anything to add or?
Yeah, we talked quite extensively about the nursery, and
You're right.
there's some ideas of how to, give it a fair chance and see if it was going to be feasible at some point. I forgot to adding a little more of that education process to it. I also suggested that Mr. DeGuid and Mr. Andres go to the Community Waterwise District out in Montclair to sort of get an idea and, create that connection and see how you can go from there. And then we talked about sunsetting the Slither and Sip and dining with the dinosaurs and turning it into a birthday for Eddie instead, some type of event like that. And then we talked about animal safety and the evacuation policies in that plan as well. And our cleanup efforts that sort of were one of the items we had tonight, and the new recommendations from the fire marshal, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I think that was pretty much it.
Yeah, and just for clarification purposes in regards to the master plan, it wasn't that we could do the master plan completely in-house, but we could do a lot of the necessary legwork ourselves. The proposal included, public surveys, financial analysis, facility analysis, and then potential future uses. A lot of that we will be able to do ourselves. Ultimately, we will still probably have to bring on some sort of some consult in some form to create some conceptual drawings that we will need as we start looking at grant opportunities, but that is far less than the $100,000.
$100,000 that they wanted. Yeah, that was,
they would add.
we just felt that was extreme for just one facility.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna be that high.
And that was the grandiose plan, obviously, but I think we're gonna be able to achieve a lot of that. We will have a item coming at our first meeting in March in regards to the animals, the care, the procedures, evacuation plans for in a draft form for board consideration and comment before we adopt that. One of the things that we've committed to, and again, we talked about sunsetting the Slither and Sip and Dine with the Dinosaurs. And what they going away from the fundraising aspect, because the reality is they weren't raising funds. They were breaking even at best. And replacing those with family-oriented activities, maybe some fees associated with it, but really keeping the dollar amounts down to encourage family participation. We are beginning to see trends as we're getting more and more data in, and it's constantly growing. And really, at the end of this fiscal year, we'll be able to have a real good, solid discussion that with data we can support when we're talking about it. But we're looking at, and maybe potentially adjusting hours on seasonal basis, getting back to having some open time during the week, maybe in the evenings, during the warmer months, obviously because of daylight savings time as well. Some of the trends we're seeing is Sundays are busier days, car-wise, number of visitor-wise. Dollar-wise, we're seeing more revenue on a Saturday. We're seeing visitors coming later on a Sunday. Kind of the theory, the working theory right now that we're looking at is, people are going to church, out to breakfast, going out to lunch, something like that, and wanting to do something as a family, and coming by the Discovery Center is a very affordable option. As to where the ones that are coming on Saturday, it's more of a planned family activity. They're getting there early in the morning, spending longer time, spending more money in the gift shop and activities. And those trends are tending to be the same with the exception of Super Bowl Sunday for obvious reasons. So these are trends that are starting to merge, and we're looking at, maybe because of this, maybe we open a little bit later on Sundays. Maybe we're open a little bit later, things we're exploring all those, and these will be part of the survey questions as well that we're putting together.
And we did talk about security cameras as well, and
Yes.
suggested an Eddie cam and a printer cam and
Eddie 2.0 and
that.
A lot of stuff. It's gonna come before the board at some point.
Yeah, with the master plan, we have the formula.
we have the formula, we have the means, to get us.
We can build it.
Yeah.
We can build it, exactly. What was that?
And it will come.
A $6 million man, right? Yeah, I got the reference.
Okay, does anybody have any questions about any of the committees?
And just to clarify, we did not have the recreation committee this week, so.
Okay, also, I have one more thing to add. We have an IAC meeting first of the year, our first IAC meeting of the year on January 23rd. Unfortunately, some of the things that was discussed, it's already passed, so I won't bother you with that. RCSD is, this is considered their slow period. So they're in the process of refurbishing 3 treatment plants and wells, which should give us much better quality of water in the future. Our assembly member is having an event on February 14th at Reach Out for tacos and taxes. If anybody needs to eat and needs help with their taxes at the same time. Flood control is going to be tearing up Dodge Street for a few years, but that project is only in the design phase, so we'll learn more later.
In the back.
The JCSD. The JCSD is celebrating their 70th year this year, and one of the things they're doing for that is they're going to plant 70 new trees throughout the district. If you live in there, they are starting, they've got 30% completion on their brand new AMI meters. If you haven't had it done yet, they tell me your water will be off for about 40 minutes while they do it. Won't be tearing up pyrite anymore because that is done finally. And the Reclaim Water Project is coming to Hoop Valley soon. They're coming to our apartments.
Park this week, and the rain delayed them.
The Riverside Sheriff's Department, this one always gets me. Just in December, there were 5,357 calls. There were 65 hit and runs, 11 DUIs, 721 commercial violations, and this one is really fun.
Blows my mind.
38 arrests for reckless driving. If you don't know what that is clocking somebody over 105 miles an hour. So
And we clarified twice, that's just for the month, right?
right, yeah, we asked about that because that figure really got to me. The good news is there were
It's not stage
24.
B.
The good news is there were 24 vehicle thefts, but all 24 were recovered. So that's really good. The city said at the Van Buren and Rutile, it's going to be a variety market there. The new Sprouts over at the Spectrum should be opening in October. Vanola Ranch, they talked about the 1,046 homes and 500 townhomes. The Mission Bridge replacement has started. If you've driven that way, you've seen them doing some work. They expect that project to take 2 years to complete. They're going to do it
Wait, it's better, don't worry.
half and half. So they will put all two-way traffic on one side, fix one half, and then switch it over. The Market Street Bridge, they're out for bid for widening that, so that's gonna be down for a while as well, but at least hopefully these won't overlap by too much. And their design phase for the Van Buren Bridge restriping, that is a Riverside project. But that's also gonna, so all of our bridges going out the city are going to be in the next couple of years.
Insane.
In our next
And
meeting,
Van Buren's still not done either.
no, that won't even, yeah, that's just restriping. That's not, and just Riverside side. That's not even our side. So our next meeting will be March 20th at the city's J-Bach facility on Mission. And that's my report on the IAC. Okay. Next up on the agenda, do we have any future committee meetings?
We just need to reschedule the recreation committee meeting and I'll reach out to Director Johnson and Castellan and look at something maybe like next week if possible.
Okay, are there any board members that want something for upcoming agenda items? No? Okay, our next meeting will be on February 26th at 6:30. And we will adjourn this meeting at 7:26.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Hi, Kim. Hope you feel better.
Oh, thanks. Hope I don't get COVID.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to tell you all for a minute, Kim, I don't know if she's there. No, she left.
Kim's gone already.
The street that they're fixing by Cody's house, which is.
Wind up.
Okay, I go through there every single day to get the freeway off on Cam 2. And they repaired it, they paved it, the paving, I don't know if you guys